Hi everyone, welcome back to Form of Therapy. My name is Cheok PD, and this is the Culture study where I check out K-pop music videos and give you my first impression and reactions to these videos. I'm a video producer by trade, but also a lifelong K-pop fan. And when I say lifelong, I've been in this for a long time, so I've seen a lot of shit. And speaking of a long time, we are here for a really, I would say, important and long awaited comeback in K-pop history, and I think a very important one as well. Today we are going to be checking out 갑자기, aka Suddenly, by I.O.I. This is I.O.I's 10th anniversary reunion, but very specifically, it is the very first Mnet survival show group reunion. So, at this point, survival shows are a dime a dozen, but at the time, this was pretty innovative. This was actually huge because Produce 101 had a ton of trainees. Now, survival shows had and existed before during this time and before it as well. So it's not like it was anything new, but the Produce 101 series really set the tone and reestablished a brand new kind of style of survival show that I would say forever changed the survival show landscape and perhaps even the K-pop landscape. So modern K-pop survival show groups that we're getting now, like Zero Base One, Kepler, Alpha Drive One, these groups are all walking in the footsteps of the very first Produce Mnet series with I.O.I. Now, being the very first, I.O.I. also had the shortest contract span. Nowadays, most of these groups are doing 2+ years in their contracts together, but I.O.I. I think didn't even last a year. It was either a year or a little less than a year. And because of that, when I was coming up and following I.O.I., I liked some of their music, but I wasn't quite completely sold on them yet. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that most K-pop groups require some time, require a few comebacks to really find their footing, find their sound, and see what works for them. And I really liked their song Crush from their show, but it wasn't until their track Nomu Nomu Nomu, Very Very Very, that I was really, really into their sound. But by that time around, it was already over, and not too long after they disbanded. So it felt like a group that never really quite reached and fulfilled its potential, and that's why since then so many of these survival show groups debut with much longer contracts. But what's also important is that fans have been scrambling for an I.O.I. reunion since the moment they disbanded. It's been 10 years, and I've heard that the reason why this reunion hasn't happened, even though Mnet has been trying to make it happen from the moment they disbanded, is not even just scheduling issues, but mainly because of the music. I.O.I., as I said, is a group that never had quite a defined sound before they disbanded. And so in order to come back, it has to have a very unique challenge of reestablishing a new sound and perhaps an even great consistent sound to move them forward rather than just coming back for nothing and having a reunion that really doesn't mean much. So for 10 years, they have been trying to craft the perfect I.O.I. reunion. And the fact that they're here now tells me either they ran out of time or they got the right music. And so I'm really looking forward to hearing their EP, looking forward to this title track as well. So let's go ahead and check out the song for 갑자기, aka Suddenly, by I.O.I. Okay. Oh, I saw this teaser. Somi just planted one. Oh, they cut it in the video. Oh, no subs. Oh. Wow. They are surprisingly going for a much more romantic and nostalgic sound than I was expecting. I thought they would go really loud, very pop. This is my girl Yoo-jung. There she is. This is a really good song. Conceptually, I think it's really clever. I don't know if it's the strongest title track to come back with or come back to, but I think in terms of like depth and meaning, this song is quite brilliant. We meet, we leave, we meet again. Wow. Wow. Okay. I gotta kind of give it up to them. Whoever was the musical producer in charge, or the producer overall kind of overlooking this project. I think this is a pretty ambitious idea and style for a reunion comeback. It's I.O.I. People know them for their really bright sound. The iconic Pick Me Up, Pick Me started with them. You've got Crush, you have their debut song Dream Girls, you have Nomu Nomu Nomu, you have What a Man. But of course, they went for something much more moodier, much more romantic, and I gotta admit it's at least lyrically and sonically, I think it's brilliant. I think there is something to be said about, will this have a big impact though? Just because it's not pop, right? It's not this big mainstream sound. It's not like colorful and glitzy and glamorous. Maybe that's what people would have wanted, but I think this song is meaningful for anyone who was a like really hardcore I.O.I. stan, and I think it's also meaningful for the group themselves. Now, I say this as someone who's objectively, I was not like a hardcore I.O.I. stan. Like I said, I was only really getting into them starting that Nomu 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 era, and then they disbanded. So it was a little too short for me. So I never really got into them. In at least not as hard as everybody else did. I actually am a fan of a lot of these members, but that happened after the fact, you know, following Chunsumi's solo career, following Chungha's solo career. Like, I got into a lot of these members after I.O.I., right? But I still see the beauty of this song. I think it's a little bittersweet. I think it's got that touch of sadness, but there's a little bit of hope there. And I think it perfectly encapsulates what fans have been feeling about their reunion and what they've been waiting for. So the song is called 갑자기. It's called Suddenly. And when you listen to it, it's got that sort of slow-paced, mid-tempo, kind of like a romantic, nostalgic 80s synth pop sound, right? And lyrically, like kind of the story of the song and what they're singing about is there's a bit of an emptiness there, and you can kind of hear it too. They produced it really well, where you feel this. They are feeling this sort of like almost like sense of closure. And Somi's opening lines, they don't have the lyrics here, so let me look up their Korean lyrics. Somi's opening line goes, 어쩌면 잘된 일이야. 빨간 노을빛처럼 예쁜 널 보내야 했던 그때가. So that's interesting. The opening verse from Soe and Somi, 어쩌면 잘된 일이야. So it translates to like it might have been a good thing. Like the glowing red sun. 예쁜 널 보내야 했던 그때가. That time when I had to send away that pretty you. Grammatically that's a little off. 예쁜 널, the pretty you that I had to send away at that time. And it's just hard to translate the Korean and English grammar. And then the pre-chorus from Chonga and Yeonjung goes, 머나먼 희미한 기억, like a far and like a far and faint memory. 이젠 내 맘속 널 지워야 하나? Do I have to erase you from my mind? And then the chorus comes in, where it goes, 자려고 누웠는데 갑자기. I laid down to go to sleep, but then suddenly 너에 대한 생각이 잠겨 in the midnight. Suddenly, the thought of you locks in the midnight. 별처럼 감정들이 쏟아져, like the stars. The emotions, like the stars, the emotions pour in. Oh, 갑자기 너에 대한 그리움에 사무쳐. I kind of lay in the sadness of missing you. 그렇게 아침이 till the morning 그렇게 아침이 밝아오네 잊으려 누웠는데. And just like that, the morning comes when I laid down to forget about you. So I think on several levels, these lyrics are really dope, because good pop lyrics are lyrics that can kind of relate to anybody and anybody's story, so that when someone hears it just on the offhand, they are able to relate to it, even if they don't relate to the original singer's intention and message. So this really works to, like, let's say you're trying to forget about someone you've lost, whether it's a breakup or whether like you lost someone in your life, like someone passed away, like it. And the indication of the lyrics are like some time has passed and you're kind of at that point of like maybe perhaps having closure. And it's just like, is it time now to let go of you? Is it time now to kind of forget about you? And then suddenly I think of you at night. And then, so like on like a very generic level that works. But then on I.O.I's career level, that's really interesting, because 10 years is a very interesting time. And it's kind of saying about I.O.I, well, it feels like this thing's never going to happen. It feels like I.O.I is forever gone. I guess it's time to give up on an I.O.I reunion. And then suddenly they're here. And then suddenly they're like, we're not gonna let the memory of us leave you. And then they suddenly come and appear. And then it also works internally within I.O.I and for I.O.I's fans. It could be like the members thinking of each other, of just like, maybe it was good to send you off that way. Like the members the members saying goodbye to each other, or the fans kind of letting go of the band when they disbanded. And so I just think like lyrically and emotionally, it works on like kind of like all different regards on a very intimate level, on a very generic pop level, and on like almost like a lore like career level like for the group itself. And so it's very fitting. There's also a lyric I heard in the bridge that I really liked. um uh so this is also very relating to IOI. 아무리 애써도 괜찮은 척 해봐도 no matter how I try to act like I'm okay, 있을 만하면 또 드리워지는 기억. It feels like you're gonna stay, but it's just gonna disappear again. 우리 추억들, our memories, 자꾸만 아른아른거리잖아. So 아른아른 is a very specific Korean word. I don't think there's an English word that translates to this specifically, but I think it's very fitting for I.O.I here. 아른아른 is, it's kind of like it's a word that can be used in numerous different ways. Like it's like an after image, but it's an after image. It's a little translucent. It's a little see-through. It's a little invisible. It's like a shadow where it kind of ripples. There's a sort of aquatic element to it. And so they're saying like our memories keep 아른아른거리잖아. Our memories keep rippling, but not just rippling. It's like our memories keep appearing in this after image and keep rippling in our memories. And so that's a really gorgeous, beautiful line of like the idea of like the idea of I.O.I is this haunting concept that will never go away because it's always there and it keeps just leaving its after image and you keep thinking about it and it just ripples across your memories. I think it's a very beautiful song. I really like it. I think it felt a little short, but I personally felt satisfied. Holy shit, this song is 3 minutes and 29 seconds. Well, no, there's a bit of an intro. Even still. So the song starts at like, the song pretty much starts right away. Wow, this song is 3 minutes. Wow, if this song is 3 minutes and it felt short, that's a good song. It means I wanted more of this song. I think this song it's very rich. It's very intimate. It's very emotional, and I just loved living in it. Now, very specifically, as someone who just loves Chungha and Somi's personal music, I think it's fascinating. It's either that this song really suits Somi and it sounds like it could have been on a Chonsomi solo album. Like it could have, this I think song could have been like a B-side for her. That and her vocals are just like really, really just very memorable and they stand out on a track, right? And so this felt a lot like a Chonsomi song. In a very like it suits her style kind of a way. So that's one note, and I love what this means because I think whether you're an I.O.I stan or not, I think this gives you a lot of hope that if you were a fan of any of these survival show groups that disbanded because of their contract negotiations, there's hope that even if it takes 10 years, it's possible. Hold out hope. Whether it's 101, I know 101 is having like their go back reality show, but whether it's 101 or X1 or IZA1 or Zero Base One, who is the most recent group to go through that, or Kepler, whether you're any of these groups, there's a chance that they could all come back in the future. So, you know, it's I.O.I is kind of like the first group to establish that. They're the first group to establish that it's possible. And they were the first group to kind of do this all and launch it all. So I think on a very industry level, this is a very meaningful impact. Whether or not this is going to be like a huge like career thing and this is going to be like everywhere. I know they're promoting like crazy on variety shows and stuff, but I don't know how this is going to do like on a charting level and stuff like that. I think it's kind of here or there because, like I said, what tends to typically chart really big is, super crazy pop songs or be Akmu and just release like something gorgeous and beautiful. I feel like this lives somewhere in between. So it's left to be seen. But I thought it was very beautiful. As I said, I'm not going to lie and pretend like I was a huge I.O.I stan. I was just like a very casual I.O.I listener. And still, I found this to be very beautiful and heartfelt and touching and beautiful for what it means for fans and for the group as well. But I want to know, if you're an I.O.I fan, what did you think of this comeback? Did you want something that was more poppy like Namu 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 or more bold and confident like What a Man? Or are you satisfied? Or are you actually in tears because they came back with such a romantic and nostalgic title track? Let me know in the comments below. And let me know what you think of the album. I love this song a lot. Just like on a music quality level, I think it's, as I said, very emotionally rich and delicious. So that actually makes me pretty excited to listen to what the album's offerings are going to be. So I'm going to be checking that out in June. If you want to check it out with me, head on over to the Patreon. Patreon.com/formatherapy is where I do bonus reactions, where I check out things like listening parties. June is going to be a listening party heavy month because there have been a ton of comebacks. So if you're interested in any of that at all, head on over to the Patreon. Schedule's going to be out real soon, within the next week, so you can see what I'm releasing all in June. Of course, you don't have to support the channel monetarily. If you want to support the channel for free, you can always like the video down below. You can go ahead and check out my other videos in the upper hand corner and make sure to subscribe for any future comebacks. Hey, I might be doing this in another 10 years when I.O.I comes back. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload a new reaction. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace out.